Most beginners think yoga is all about the poses, but one of the big mistakes people make is not breathing properly. In this practice, I'll show you how to use diaphragmatic breathing and sync breath with movement so you can get more out of every pose. Breathe deeply and let's begin. Most people think yoga is about the poses, but if your breathing isn't right, you're missing the most important part of the practice. In yoga, the breath and the movement are meant to work together. When they're out of sync, we miss much of the benefit of the practice. One of the most effective ways to breathe is through diaphragmatic breathing, a deeper, more complete breath that can expand lung capacity several times beyond normal breathing. This allows the body to take in more oxygen, support natural detoxification at the cellular level, and even increase overall energy and metabolism. In this practice, I'll guide you through how to use the breathing properly so you can get the most out of every movement. Before we move, let's connect with the breath. Let's feel what that feels like. To get started with diaphragmatic breathing, just have you sitting up on your mat in easy pose, or you can also be sitting in a chair. You can also lie down flat on your back on your mat if you prefer, or you can even do the diaphragmatic breathing in a standing position. Whichever your preference is, that would be just fine. I'm going to be seated here with a cushion under the hips, just elevates the hips a little bit and makes it a little bit easier to sit still for a period of time. Now make sure your head is stacked right up over your shoulders. Shoulders are right up over your hips. We want to make sure we elongate the spine and bring lots of space into the lung cavity by sitting up nice and straight. As you're sitting here getting rooted in the practice, let's just tune your consciousness, your awareness into your breathing. Just sit nice and quiet and breathe normally. Let's do this for a couple of cycles of breath. So you're just going to breathe normally into the lungs. And a full complete exhale is just nice and gentle. Just get used to feeling the air coming in and out. Just focus and center on that. Exhaling, just feel what it feels like to just be breathing on a normal, regular basis. Exhaling. So what you might notice as you're breathing normally is that you're likely using the top parts of your lungs to breathe. When we're diaphragmatic breathing, we're going to incorporate the whole lung capacity into that movement, into that breath. So go ahead and take a couple more nice normal breaths, and then we'll move into the diaphragmatic breathing. Good. Take one more nice cycle of breath. And exhaling. Now take your hands, just place them on the outsides of your rib cage. If you're lying down, you can just place your hands on the outsides of your rib cage. As you're inhaling now, I want you to expand your lungs, your rib cage out to the sides. So just feel what that feels like. So just place your hands there, and as you inhale, your hands are going to feel like they're expanding in the rib cage, and then exhaling as they come back together. Inhaling deeply to the sides. And exhaling slowly and fully. So what you might be noticing right about now is that your breath is starting to lengthen on the inhale. And exhaling, and once again, you'll probably notice that your exhales are lengthening as well. Beautiful. Take it one more time out to the sides. Good. And exhaling fully and completely. Now, what we're going to do is take your hands now and place it on your belly. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see more clearly what diaphragmatic breathing will look like. So again, once again, as you're sitting up nice and tall, you place your hand on your stomach, and you can place your other hand on your back, or you can place them both on your stomach, whichever works good for you. And as you inhale, now you're going to take it into the belly, and you're going to blow up your belly like a big balloon. So inhaling, and exhaling, and as you exhale, the navel starts to come back towards the spine. Inhaling nice and deeply into the belly. Take your time on this. And exhaling nice and slowly and easily just to release the breath. Take another deep inhalation. And exhaling fully and completely. So what you may notice here is that once again, now your breath is likely starting to lengthen up a little bit more. The inhalations are taking a little longer. So that means you're expanding your lung capacity. Once again, take it into the belly. Let's just feel what that feels like. And exhaling fully and completely. Take your time. When you're oxygenating the body to this degree, you may feel a little sparkly, maybe a little lightheaded even. So I don't want you panting. I just want you to draw those breaths into the belly purposefully with awareness. And exhaling to bring it back in. Good. Now let's incorporate both those movements. So we're going to inhale to the sides of the chest and into the belly at the same time. So you can place one hand on the ribs on the sides and the other hand on the belly, and let's expand them both at the same time. So you're going to really draw that breath down into the belly, pump out the belly as the ribs expand outwards as well. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Take a nice, long, leisurely inhale. Nice work. Exhaling fully and completely, and you'll feel the stomach coming back into normal, and the rib cage is coming back into its normal position as well. Good. Inhale again, expanding into the belly and into the sides of the ribs. Take a little retention at the top now, and before you start to exhale. So we're just going to hold on to that breath for a little count of 1, 2, and then you can start to let it go. Inhaling at your leisure. Little retention, 1, 2 count, and then exhaling to start to release the breath. Now, all the breathing is going to happen in and out through the nostrils. We always want to be inhaling filtered air as much as possible. That would be the air you're breathing in through your nose. And certainly, if you're feeling the need to exhale through the mouth, what we call a cleansing breath, so diaphragmatic with a cleansing breath, you may certainly go ahead and do that. Otherwise, just breathe out nice and normally through the nostrils as well. Inhaling. Exhaling fully and completely after a little retention at the top, then go ahead and release it. Just hold on. That's good. One more nice, deep, diaphragmatic breath. A little retention at the top and exhaling to bring the navel back to the spine. And the rib cage goes soft. So what you might be feeling at this point is that your breath is really expanding. Your lungs have expanded. And as you practice the diaphragmatic breathing, it will start to become natural and normal to you. So one day you might find yourself just going about your day and suddenly you realize, I'm taking my breath down into my belly. And as soon as you get to that point and you start sinking that breath in with the movements, you'll get tremendous benefits. You oxygenate yourself up to 4 to 7 times more than regular breathing. And plus, we get to use all the lobes of our lungs. Don't leave out your lower lobes, they want to be used too. So go ahead, take one more nice deep diaphragmatic breathing, and then I'll demonstrate to you how we use the diaphragmatic breathing in our yoga practice. Let's take another deep breath. Tension at the top. Exhale fully and completely. And as I say, you can even exhale through the mouth on a nice cleansing breath to just release. Take the tension out of the body. Beautiful work. Now that we've established what diaphragmatic breathing feels like and what it looks like, let's incorporate that with movement. Here's a couple of examples of how diaphragmatic breathing is very useful and how it can be synced with the movement of yoga. So if you come into all fours, we'll just start with some cat-cows as a good example. Land with your hands directly below your shoulders and your knees are directly below your hips. Now you're going to inhale deeply into the belly and the low back. As you lengthen up the spine. Good. And on your exhale, now you're going to curl your forehead down towards your thighs, coming into a cat. Press into the mat. And exhale, squeezing the navel up the spine. As you inhale, start to drop the belly and lift the head. And exhaling, curling it down as we contract. And bring the forehead down towards the thighs and arch the back up to the sky. Good. Inhale, take it deeply into the belly. And exhale, curling it down. Inhale to neutral. And exhale fully and completely. So you can see right away how much easier the movements are when we sync it to the breath. And also it feels very natural to sync those movements with our breath. Another way that we use our movement with our breath is when and I'm not going to stand up to demonstrate this, but we can just do this seated. You can go ahead and take your hands out to your side, inhale them up overhead. Exhale to bring the arms down by the sides. So the challenge here with those kinds of movements is when you take the arms up overhead, we have a tendency to want to top breathe. If you can draw your breath down into the belly as the arms come up overhead, you'll be getting a lot of benefit. And exhaling as we bring the arms down by the sides. So we can see where that feels like a natural movement. Let's try another yoga movement that would be synced naturally to the breath. So let's say we want to do easy pose with a twist. Take your hands out to your sides. Inhale, your arms parallel to the floor. Exhale, now you're going to take your left hand and bring it over to your right knee and swing the right arm behind you. So we're exhale as we twist. Makes perfect sense, right? Inhale once you get here. This is where we're expanding into the pose. And then exhaling to relax into the pose. And when we want to do the other side, we inhale the arms up parallel to the floor. Take the right hand over to the left knee, swing the left arm behind on the exhale and look over the left shoulder. Inhaling deeply into the low back and belly. Take a diaphragmatic breath here. Sitting up nice and tall in this simple twist. And exhaling fully and completely. Inhaling one more time deeply into the low back and belly. Exhaling fully and completely, and as you exhale, you can come out of the twist nice and gentle. Beautiful. And then working on what we were doing earlier with inhaling the arms up overhead, go ahead and once again take your hands out to your side. Inhale the arms up overhead. Deeply into the belly, taking that breath. And now if we want to do a forward bend, it makes perfect sense to go ahead and exhale as you come into the easy pose with the forward fold. Once you get into the position, in the pose, go ahead and take that deep inhalation once again into the low back and then to the belly. Expand the rib cage out to the sides. And exhale fully and completely, allowing the body to release any tension. Good. And when you're going to come out of the pose, inhale, so walk the hands back, sitting up nice and straight. And exhaling fully and completely, allowing the shoulders to drop. The tension to come out of the body. Great work. So try to incorporate that diaphragmatic breathing into all of your yoga practices, and you'll see how much more powerful and how much easier it is to get in and out of each of the poses.
Notice how the breath changes the experience of movement. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for practicing with me.